Good Wednesday, good Wednesday, good Wednesday. We back in the basement once again. Glad to be here with you guys, right? Glad to be here with you. Yesterday I had to put a double. Unfortunately, my internet was acting crazy. Spectrum didn't get out here late. But Tuesday, I pulled a double, did my sports show, as well as King Talk. And tonight, I got another double header right here right for you. Starting off today in the basement. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. It was a great show last night. Got a little rambunctious towards the end, but that's okay. It happens. It happens. But it was a great show. Got to really speak on the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark thing. I kind of talked about it earlier that day. Gave my point of view. But again, like I said, it was a great show. We had fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, we had some different gentlemen up there than we normally have. So that was cool. You know, different individuals' perspective. So that was a good thing, I think. You know what I'm saying? Then we had the one-on-one match with Kenny against everybody, a.k.a. my man, the Gooch. He was ready. He had fists for everybody. Everybody can get that guy. So, new guys, old guys, semi-old guys, you can all get that goddamn smoke. Kenny was ready. So with that being said, you know, we had fun. We had fun. Like I said, we talked about what we needed to talk about with the Angel Reese thing. Like I said, everybody gave their opinion. I thought a lot of opinions was valid. You know, I didn't see nobody was really expressing themselves that was too far off as far as their opinions. I thought it was, you know, pretty reasonable. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Compared to some of the things I've seen, like say in the comments, some individuals posted and had to say, again, in my opinion, that whole situation, I just think, my opinion, this is all it is, right? I just think Angel Reese is maybe jealous of Caitlin Clark and her celebrity, her publicity she's getting. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, if you just go by player for player, stat for stat, Caitlin Clark's killing them. She's killing them. You know, she's a better scorer. The team, if you compare the head to head, Caitlin Clark's been killing her head to head. Right now, she's 1-0 against Angel this season. It's not including what happened last season. I think they played 3 games against each other, and I think they ended up 2-1. So head to head, Caitlin's killing her. You know what Angel Reese, like I said the other day, Angel Reese got over Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese is a better looking, well put together. Caitlin Clark looked like a little boy who Caitlin Clark built like a 12-year-old boy. That's what Caitlin Clark. Some people may say, "Man, Hickey wrong for saying it." It's true. She's yeah. She has no curves, nothing cute, beautiful, attractive about the girl. She's ugly looking, plain, just gross looking. It's like, oh God. Now, of course, off the court, you know, when she dresses up, she looks okay, but she's still not what I consider attractive. Now, Angel Reese, well put together young lady. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of the eyelashes and the wig she wears. You know, minus that, I think she's a very soft on the eyes, easy on the eyes, let's say. Uh, Nice, well put together, in shape woman. You know what I'm saying? Young sister, beautiful. But as far as Angel Reese's game, nah, nothing to write home about. I compared it to Draymond Green. Will called her Ben Wallace. I can't look. I was telling him I can't agree with the Ben Wallace because Ben Wallace wanted to smoke from everybody. He didn't care. Ben Wallace didn't care. Ben Wallace fight any goddamn body. He don't care. And Ben Wallace wouldn't even be trying to score. See, Angel Reese is still out here trying to score, knowing she can't hit the side of a barn. But she'll still miss layups, 3-point shots, mid-range shots. She'll miss all that. You know who else does it? Draymond Green's ass. Draymond step out that three like he's the next step, and his ass is trash. but he plays good defense. He rebounds the ball. He does the little things. And that's the same thing that Angel Reese does. But I'm not going to talk about that right now, man. Let's talk about some other stuff that I won't talk about. You know, sports was Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Y'all come over. Come over. Hang out with me on the sports recap as well as the NFL Roundtable. But look here, guys. Before I get too any further into the show, I need for y'all guys to do me a solid, and I need for y'all to hit that like button. Do it for me. Can you do it for me? Hit that damn like button. Push the goddamn button. That's right. Push the goddamn button. Do that for a brother, man. Help me out. Hit that like button. Do me a solid. But with that being said, I want to get to this first clip. Now, this first clip is definitely interesting. And if you are a married couple, or even if you're in a serious relationship, I guess, and y'all live together, of course, if you're married, hopefully y'all are living together. And if you're not married, but you in a serious relationship and y'all do live together, you may have to deal with these types of situations that we're about to talk about or about to check out. But with that being said, let's go to it.
Hello?
Deborah?
Nice to see you too, Kyra.
What are you doing here? I didn't see your car or Sean's. Is everything okay?
Yes, everything's fine. There was a car parked in front of the house, so I parked a couple of doors down.
Okay, where is Sean?
At work, of course.
Then how did you get in?
With my key.
I'm sorry, did you say with your key?
Yes, my key.
Why do you have a key?
Just in case of emergencies.
I don't see no emergency. And I also don't remember Sean telling me that you had a key.
Does he have to? This is my son's house.
Mine and your son's house, Deborah.
As I recall, while you were busy in nursing school, my son was working double shifts to pay off this house. Not to mention a few times that I had to reach in my purse to help pay for this house too. So technically, it's our house. Therefore, I can have a key. Simple.
Man, I don't, oh shit. Hold on now, mama. Hold on now, mama. Look. Let me say this first. I understand the spur key thing and for obvious reason, right? In case you might accidentally somehow, some way lock yourself out of the house and you need to have a spare key floating out there. Just in case of emergency. I agree with that as well. What I don't agree with is all parties not knowing who has a key to our home. That I don't agree with. If they got a key, we need to know who has a key, a spare key, or extra key. Yeah, I don't believe in just not telling nobody. My wife can just tell me who she gave a key to, a spare key, and I don't know about, or vice versa. Right? So in my home currently, there's 4 keys to our house. My son or his daughter, her as well as I. There's only 2 of us that has the extra, the back door key. And there's only 2 of us who has the screen door key. But as far as not knowing who has a key, that's not cool. And look, I'm a man who likes to know who's coming to my house. I don't like just surprise pop-up visits. I don't like that shit. That annoys me. You just popping up, showing up without letting us know, telling us, nah. You can't just pop up. Like, no. I couldn't stand it. Let me tell you what else I can't stand. A hater. Speaking of hater, Big Ann 11 says, Hink, I don't have a key. Guys, I apologize. Look here, I keep forgetting to turn my stuff down, especially when I'm on the show with you guys. Out of respect. Don't want to disturb the groove. We got a good thing going. But my ring is going off. Got motion outside. So I'm not a fan of just not knowing somebody's coming over, and I come home, somebody just there. Hold on, man. When'd you get over here? And who said you can come over? Who invited you? And why are you here? Yeah, I'm gonna ask all of them because first of all, you shouldn't even be in my house. Why are you here? Why you just showed the fuck up? Why are we doing this? That makes no sense to me. Now, well, y'all okay with that's cool. So y'all just cool. Somebody just popping in. Okay. Who am I to tell you what to do? Me? Mm-mm. Yeah, I don't just like just pop-ups. Just show the hell up. All of a sudden you here now. No, man, I can't stand that. I can't. Mm-mm. So with this situation right here, now it's obvious these two individuals have some issues with one another, mother-in-law and daughter, daughter-in-law, let's say. Now, as the husband, why didn't you let your wife know that your mother has a key? Why didn't you give her the heads up that she has a key? That don't make sense to me. I think it's not cool. It's a bad way to communicate with your wife and let your wife know these things and just allow it to happen and not say nothing. Regardless if it's your house, you pay for whatever the case may be, at least let her know. Out of respect for your wife, y'all let her, and vice versa. Wife, if you gave your keys to your mother or your brother or whoever, you should let your husband know. Yeah, such got a spare key just in case of emergency. I don't think it's a big deal, but still, out of respect, you just need to, do that for your man, and fellas, do that for your wife. Out of respect, just that prayer alone. Now, her getting a little smart, man, I ain't like it. Throwing in the face, well, while you was in middle school, what I'm saying, I had to dig in my pocket to pay for me. Okay, now you're trying to sun me, huh? Now you're trying to sun me because you paid a few dollars, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you have the right to throw this in my face now. Now, if I was a wife, what I would do, I would definitely have a conversation with my husband. The husband needs to be having a conversation with his mama. Wife, you need to find some way to maintain a respectable frame, even though I'm sure this ain't the first and probably won't be the last, knowing her as a mother, that they're going to have a run-in. But you should have a conversation with your husband and say, hey, so look. Your mom was over here, didn't know she had a key. She got real disrespectful. Then threw some stuff in my face talking about she had to make a few house payments too. Look here, man, when we became one, that's our house. My husband and the wife's house. Mama, even if you did make a few house payments, still you don't have no ties to this house like that. So you loan me a few dollars to help me out in the rough time. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. Matter of fact, we're gonna pay you back. But you're not gonna come over and try to sun me and make me feel some type of way because you decided to donate to the housing fund, the Chateau. Chateau Hink was sponsored by you for about a month or two. Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. You didn't have to. You chose to. Like I like when a super chats come through. When super chat comes through, I let them know you didn't have to, but you chose to, and I appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with it. Always make sure you show your level of appreciation, regardless of whatever amount it is. And she probably should have said that. That's cool, but it's not okay to throw it in my face. Now, like I said, what I would do, I would say my greetings. I go on about my business, and she's in there cooking, and you might not like none of that. But again, allow your husband to handle that situation because that's his mother. Maintain your frame, keep a cool composure, even though I know, You may not be feeling it. Now, if you already had this conversation with your husband and he didn't, or he did have a conversation and the heifer's still doing that, man, you have every right to check her old ass. Every right to call her ass to the goddamn carpet. And I don't blame you if you did. You told your husband, you went through the chain of command. For some reason, your chain of command didn't come through. Shame on him. Shame on him as a man that he didn't come through and she didn't get the man. Now, some people say, well, she going to do what she want to do. You right. You are damn right. But in that midst of that conversation, when I would have let you, look, I'm going to let you handle it. And I need for you to handle this. But she say something else to me after you supposedly handle that conversation, then I'm going to say something to her. I can't blame her. Shit. I can't blame her at all. Because let me tell you what I did. I let you know what was up. I told you what was up. I didn't like that she had the key, but I understand why she had the key, because in case of emergency. Cool. We can agree on that. I wish you told me. Huh? I wish you let me know. I wish I had to walk in on her crazy ass and find out this way. But nonetheless, I did. Now I know this and this. But look here, what I don't like is the disrespect she's bringing in my way. It's totally uncalled for, totally unnecessary. She don't need to be trying to son me or daughter me. It's not cool, especially in my own home. Now, if I came to home and I did all that, she has every right to say what she needs to say. Now, either I could stand there and accept what she got to say, I walk the hell out. And it depends on the day. I might just walk the hell out. Hey, let me tell you, I'm gonna catch an Uber home. I'll meet you I see you when you get home. Now, if you're out of town and y'all, for some reason, y'all staying with them, maybe you need to walk around the neighborhood, get some fresh air and cool off, and maybe text your husband, let him know, hey, I can't handle this disrespectful ass woman. And hopefully he can have a conversation. Hopefully the heifer got a husband and you can talk to the father. Maybe the father can talk to the mother. But if you came up like most of us in a single parent household, you might have to talk directly. Fellas, don't be scared to have a conversation with your mother. I know it's your mother. You don't want to be disrespectful, but at the same time, your mother's your mother. She's secondary. Your wife comes first. She has priority over your mother. I don't understand this shit that I be seeing on social media, how they be making priority to kids, the mother, everybody else get priority but your wife. Yeah, that's I don't agree with that. I don't rock with that. I don't do it my goddamn self. Nothing against my kids. I love my son. I love my daughter. I love my grandbaby. Wife come first. Love the bonus kid. Love them all. Wife come first. I enjoy and love my brothers that I hang out with, my friends. Wife come first. Come first. She gets first priority. Not everybody else. We don't do that. Now, if that's what you do, good luck. Congratulations. I wish you nothing but the best. I'm not doing that. Wife gets first priority over the kids, over in-laws, or my parents, or whatever the case may be. First priority. And my wife echoes that same message I just put out there. First priority, that's what it should be. But let's keep going. Going to this next video I seen. This was very interesting to me. Let's go.
Okay, let's talk about it real quick. Let's make it make sense. Parents, teachers want to know, how is it that you have $2,000 for a prom dress? You have $3,000 for designer sneakers, but you were just up in the counselor's office last week begging for a fee waiver for the SAT. Parents, y'all are out here renting Rolls Royces and self-driving Teslas for prom, but you don't want to pay for the Chromebook that your child broke on purpose. Your child is pulling up to prom in a horse and carriage, and meanwhile they got D's and F's. They not even graduating on time. They have to come back in the summer and finish their classwork in order to graduate in August. Y'all are spending $10,000 on prom, and every time the school asks you for a donation or a dollar, you say you ain't got it and you ain't gonna give it up. Y'all are out here spending all this money on prom, and then you got a nerve to be complaining about senior dues. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the worst students always end up having the best prom. And parents don't come up in my comments talking about it ain't none of the teacher's business. It became our business when we were using our little bit of salary to buy school supplies for your child because you were not doing it. You dropped your student off every day at school with absolutely nothing, and now you magically got $3,500 for a prom dress and designer sneakers and a suit. Make it make sense.
Some nasty work right there, but it's so true. So when we doing a time for our substitute, we got the opportunity to help out and chaperone proms. Now, of course, this is when proms, they had it at some venues. They would rent out. Some of them had them on campus at the actual school in the gymnasium. And those were schools who didn't have a lot of money. But, you know, we got a little stipend for doing that, helping out the ones who were shorthanded, didn't have enough staffing to do the prom, but they said they were going to cancel the prom because they didn't have enough staff. You didn't want to see them kids go through that, right? We didn't want to see the kids suffer because they didn't have enough people to attend the prom in order to make sure everything goes, you know, flows smoothly. So some of the time, you know, a couple times I volunteered. It's probably about 3 times total. Got an extra stipend, like a few $100s for doing it. You know, 3 hours is all it really, we're really for, you know, between the being there before the prom, like an hour before the prom starts, usually being there about an hour, so maybe 30 minutes to an hour after the prom starts to make sure the kids are, you know, gets a ride. So, you know, a couple times you've seen that watch it, and then, you know, I didn't know the kids. I didn't know the kids. This was like high school level kids, had nothing to do with me. I didn't know none of them kids, but I would see them. You know, they was dressed nice, man, well put together. They, you know, they did it big. But I would hear the teachers pretty much speak like what this lady's doing. Man, you know, these kids be coming up, but they talking about they ain't got no money for food. They ain't got no money to pay the fees that they need. They couldn't, you know, all of them ask for like certain donations, like pencils, paper, couple boxes of tissue, lab fees. All of them was always in the council office, you know, complaining to the council, we don't have it. We ain't got it. But guess what? Come prom, man, they dig down to the T. You ain't had a pair of Jordans on all year, but for some reason at prom, you got the latest and greatest Jordans. Now you looking shitty sharp. Casket clean, as we say in the South. They was looking good, well put together. I'm like, God damn. They went in nice cars, limos. Huh? I'm looking around like, oh, damn, what we doing here? They looking good. But these are some of the things that was going on. Said, man, I ain't never seen this boy in the head and that boy Jordan on. For some reason, he got him in there. Now, maybe the young man got a job, saved his money up to do all that. To me, I don't think it's a good idea. Spend all that money on your prom for one goddamn night. I don't, but I'm not the parents. I'm not the sponsorship for these kids. I just think it's a bad look. I seen on IG one time, earlier, probably about a couple weeks ago, somebody spent up to $16,000 between the prom dress, renting another car, this and that. I said, that's crazy work. Why would you Spend all of this money for a prom dress, for an outfit to get your nails done, to get your hair done, all this goddamn makeup on, for about 2 or 3 hour event. You'll never wear this dress again. Most of them probably won't be able to fit it no more by this time next year because they done gained so much damn weight. But they out there decked up. Probably gonna look better than your wedding pics. And it's the prom. Makes no sense. But parents, I got to fault you because you are watching it happen. You're allowing it to happen. Matter of fact, you are paying for this shit. They're not even paying for it themselves. Parents are paying for this. I'm not gonna say all of them are doing it, but I bet majority of them are. Instead of telling them, hey man, won't you don't need to spend all that money. Get you a nice suit that you not only can wear on prom, but you may wear on Easter Sunday. Maybe Mother's Day or Christmas when you go to service. You know you only go twice, Mother's Day and Christmas. So maybe you ought to get that suit where you can also make it an option. Instead, most of them are just one off, put that suit in the closet, and never come out again. I seen that video and I thought about, like I said, when I was subbing it out. But don't let me go any further without acknowledging my man AD, aka Mr. Harrison Davis, with the $5. He has very little to nothing to say. He said, I'm getting straight to the point. He salute. Shout out to Brother Harris for the $5 chapter. He didn't have to, he chose to. But I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Brother HD. I promise you I appreciate it. But do me a favor, Brother HD. I'm glad to see you here. But I also need to see that you. Push the goddamn button. I need to see that you need to hit that like button, Brother Harris. Brother Harris, hit the like button for your big brother. I promise you I appreciate that as well. Thank you, every last one of y'all. If you're here live with me, appreciate you being here. If you're going to watch me on replay, I appreciate you being here. But I need for y'all to do me a favor and hit that. Push the goddamn button. Y'all heard him. Carter said hit that like button. Ming said hit that like button. Hit that goddamn like button. Please don't make me send to the court order with the sheriff in hand on to say, hey, why didn't you hit that damn like button? Guys, if you're new to the show, I appreciate you being here. If you are, make sure you sub. Make sure you share. But those who may like good content, what I'm about to go through, share that with them. Do me a solid and do that. But before we get off onto the next video, the next clip, I need for you to do me a favor and push the goddamn button. I need for you to hit that like button. I appreciate you, every last one of you guys. Thank you. Let's keep going. So, as far as this prom thing, parents, encourage your kids to invest some of this money instead of wasting money on these one time or one off. I don't think it's a good investment, guys. I really don't. You're wasting all of this money for one night and you'll never wear that dress, never wear that suit, probably won't wear the shoes again. I'm just saying, man, don't do it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Let's keep going.
Girl, man,
She doesn't
you
make
can open
decisions.
your own credit card account. You're more than capable.
I can, but my mom's going to need to be there for that.
Will you ever be able to make a big boy decision without Miss Dia?
Make big boy decisions every day.
Well, it seems like you can't even, like, manage your own finances without her. Like, is that, like, moving like a big boy?
Yeah, like, I feel like, you know, important people have other people manage their finances all the time.
She's not your accountant.
Man, old girl read that man his rise right. Boy, man, that was disrespectful. But unfortunately, I can't disagree with her. She said, can you ever make a big boy decision? Even called his mama's name. Then he said, well, people all the time do it. I said, yeah, people with money. Young blood, you ain't got no money like that, I'm sure. Now, she seemed like she got that materialistic type mindset. Shame on you for getting with her. Now, I'm not saying what you're doing is wrong, because I'm all for a man who's watching his money, watching his budget, making financial good decisions. I understand. But in that midst of that financial good decision, your mother doing everything for you, well, I don't know about that, because eventually you got to do it for yourself. Eventually, your mama may not be here for long. So how you going to move and operate? You got to be able to know how to retain what knowledge that your parents have shared with you, what knowledge that your parents have taught you, what knowledge that you have learned in your experience. You got to be able to retain that stuff and put it into practice. You shouldn't have to go to your cliff notes all the time. Some of that stuff ought to be memorized. Now, the way she came at you was wrong, but I understand. The way she came at you was disrespectful, but I understand, because at the same time, she needs to know what she's dealing with. Are you a man or you a mouse? Do you stand up or do you sit down to pee? That's pretty much what she want to know. And right now, you showing her that y'all both do the same thing. Sit down to pee. Young blood, you got to get your shit together. You got to be able to know how to be a man and stand on your own 2 feet. And when that woman's talking to you like that, you need to check it right then and there. She publicly humiliates you, you need to publicly check her ass. I mean, you got the people in the background smiling and laughing at your ass. She probably think, I would never talk to my husband like that. I would never talk to my man like that. But she sit back watching you get your ass handed to you. I'd rather she slap the shit out of me than talk to me like that. And I'm not a man who believes in violence and putting hands on people. I'd rather you smack the shit out of me than you just talk crazy and talk down to me and belittle me like what she just did. I'd rather you whoop my goddamn ass than talk to me like that. Hell no. That was some nasty work she did. With a nasty smirk on her face. But look here, let me look at this again. Let me show y'all.
Girl, man,
She doesn't
you
make
can open your
decisions.
own credit card account. You're more than capable.
I can, but my mom's gonna need to be there for that.
That man looking like, man, I'm talking to a boy. I'm serving a boy some jewelry. He can't stand on his own. And let me say this, she wasn't a bad looking woman. That's probably why he is accepting that bullshit. That's probably why the boy's grabbing his ankles and then allowing her to talk to her, because that's probably the best looking woman he ever had. Young blood, if you're a man, you're a man. I don't care if she's a 9, 10, or she's a 1. Why are you allowing this to go down like this? Now, again, I would have fronted her right there on the spot, because that's how she did you. But if you're the type of man, I understand, you may want to wait till you get in the car, do it in private, and take the high road. Yeah, the way she read you like that, I couldn't take no goddamn. I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't take no high road on that. I'm intentionally getting in her ass right on spot. Now, some of y'all may say, hey, that's not right. It's nasty. You right. You goddamn right. It probably is. But I'm probably going to rip her right on spot. Because the way she did that man right there and there, that was crazy work. Crazy work. Big Ann 11 said, hell no, Hink. You keep your hands to yourself before mine starts moving. Who the hell said anything about it? Big Ann, first of all, you ain't doing right by the rule. You know, we're going to talk bad to me. At least put it in the super chat. God damn you. Big ass left. You go talk bad to the brother. At least put the super chat. Hold on. What's on my camera? It's kind of blurry. I need to wipe him off. Hold on, guys. Let me get this together. Matter of fact, let's go to the next clip. So I can get my camera together. I apologize, guys. My camera a little blurry. It looks crazy. About as crazy as that woman talking to my man, talk to him bad. But let's go to this next clip so I can get my camera together.
My husband pays all the bills. Thank God. So his check literally covers everything. My check is something that we use for investments, we use for savings, and we use to pay off debt. But if for any reason I don't work for the next 20 years, we'll be fine because he makes enough to cover all of our expenses. But I like to still work. I like that I have income. And to be honest, your girl has student loan debts. I've got debt. So I'm glad that my check is able to pay towards both him and I's debt. So anyway, we went through and we did all of our expenses. We put down our rent, our car payments, our car insurance, our phone bills, the average cost of groceries, the cost of our Wi-Fi, the cost of electricity, the cost of water. We did an entire spreadsheet of every single bill that we had. And then we went through and we looked for ways in which we can condense the cost and the expenses of our bills. I'll give you an example. I went through and I saw that, okay, you pay $300 for your car insurance. I pay $300 for my car insurance. I went through Geico and did an estimate of how much it would cost to add Marvin to my car insurance. Guess how much it cost? $275 for him and I both to be under the same car insurance. How much does that save us? $325 a month. We went through and did this for every single bill that we had, looking for ways to be able to condense our bills and to get rid of things that we don't need. I also use an app called Rocket Money. And that's where I'm able to go through and look at different subscriptions and see what subscriptions are monthly and do I actually use the app that I'm subscribed to. And what I found is there's a lot of little $9.99s, $4.99s, $2.99s, and Rocket Money is able to catch those repeat payments. And I went through and found that I was paying probably $140 worth of apps that I don't use anymore. That's just kind of sitting on my phone and I forgot to end the subscription.
Hold on, man. Thing's still blurry. What's going on? Hold on. Let me see what's happening. All right, we good now. We good now. Hold on, guys. Hold on. All right. Technical difficulties, but that's okay. This thing is acting like you don't want to be blurry. I don't know what. Travel one. Welcome to the show tonight. Hopefully all is well with you. She says, speeding by to say greetings to Mr. and Mrs. Hink and to say, have a good evening together. Oh, more money biz. Miss Hink said, she's talking about us. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't acknowledge it. I didn't see that. I'm just saying. But with that being said, yes, yes, she is. But before we get to that, let me acknowledge the super chat that just came through. Shout out to my man, not only that, HD, shout out to HD because he also sent a cash app. So shout out to HD for the additional donation to the show. Brother, you didn't have to, but you chose to. And I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. I promise you. And not only that, let me acknowledge this hater. One of the biggest haters on the side of the Mississippi, my man Big Ant 11. He said, I'm going to do it right this time, Ink. I know you said the rules. If you're going to talk trash to me, put it in the super chat. He learned the lesson. Shout out to the brother for being listening. Great listening still and comprehension. I know these haters, they don't want to do it sometimes. My man Big Ant 11 is one of them. But every once in a while, he does it right. With that being said, he did it right this time. Shout out to Big Ant 11 for the $10 super chat. He didn't have to, he chose to. And I appreciate the blessings. Thank you, sir. Not only that, thank you for your service. You know how I feel about that. He said, hey, how are you going to be a thug? Go to hell. I'm sick of this Negro. And your camera's blurry. I'm a thug with a blurry camera. God damn, that's crazy, man. Go to hell, Big Hand. He said, I'm a thug with a blurry camera. That's some wild shit right there. Let me get back to this. So my wife made the comment. She said, hey, she's talking about us. This is true. So one of the things I asked my wife to do is to shop around for insurance, multiple insurance, right? And I believe in combining our income and combining our bills and consolidate bills, cut things where we don't need, find ways to save some money here and there. And so one of the things I noticed when I was, seeing her a list of bills and debt and all that, car insurance and life insurance. Her life insurance was way high, way too high, and not getting all what we should be getting out of the life insurance for the amount we was paying. So I turned her on to the provider who I got life insurance through, and got a quote, and she got a better price. She got more coverage, as well as for a little bit cheaper amount. But the most important thing is the coverage, right? She got more coverage. So we got more bang for our buck. And so that was one way you had to save money. Another one is car insurance. So her insurance is about to end. My insurance is about to come to the end. And we shopped our insurance. So I was shopping around. Well, she would shop around, give me quotes. She sent them to me. I overlooked them. No. They're like, no. And all the quotes that she sent me just was way too high. Now, we all know insurances went up. It is what it is. That's way of life. But I said, no, what we're not going to do, we aren't going to do these. I don't like it. So then I went out and reached out to my current insurance and found out how much it would be to just add her on to my insurance. So that's what I did. She was paying for full coverage, $300-something. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to embarrass on why. She's paying $300-something. I'm not going to do that. But she had some issues that we needed to fall off in order for our insurance to be cheaper if we had going under her plan that she was going with. I said, don't worry. I'll make it right. So I just added her to my insurance. So now multiple cars, full coverage. Even though our car's been paid off, still carry full coverage. Because I don't trust you Negroes. Y'all Negroes out here riding dirty. Y'all riding around here with little to no insurance, and I'm not going to let you turn my car up and it not be replaced, fixed, or corrected to the manner that it was there before one of you assholes hit me. I don't trust you. And it's Negroes like this dude right here. This dude right here. Riding around with a expired insurance and no insurance card and shit. That dude, big ass left, he that type dude. Now, I ain't gonna lie, back in the day when I was broke and I ain't having a little bit of nothing, I was riding dirty. I was out there with lapse insurance and praying to God I don't have no accident because I can't afford to fix no goddamn everybody's car. Take my ass to small court to get the money out of me. That was me. No insurance, little to no insurance, lapse insurance. That was me. Tags expired. I was a pookie. I was out here pookieing it up. No, I wasn't really a pookie, but I had pookie ways, I guess. And it went to that until I touched the fire and I got burnt. Because they caught me. Got a ticket for no insurance, expired tags, speeding. They got me. I said, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep riding dirty. Can't keep collecting these tickets like they baseball cards. So I had to do something different. I had to get my money right. Oh shit. Yeah. I had to do something different. I can't keep riding dirty like that. Now, of course, it was a long time ago. I was in my early 20s. 22, 23. Just out here foolish. Riding and rolling her like this. Had to make some lifestyle changes. So shame on you guys who are out there like this. I was with you at one time, but then I ain't had no choice. Because, you know, when they catch you, you got to come with proof of insurance, registration up to date. And of course, I had to go to traffic school for the speeding. I said, man, I'm tired of doing this. Tired of being pulled over with expired tag. I'm tired of no insurance and all that. So I had to do what I had to do. I had to start riding dirty in these streets. With that being said, do me a solid, guys. Travel One, I know I got to watch you, man. I got to watch you, man. You the type to sneak in here, don't want to hit that daggone like button. Shame on you, Travel One. Do me a solid then.
Push the goddamn button.
Hit that goddamn like button. Hit that like button for the brother. With that being said, let's keep it going. Now, this one right here, man. Seeing this right here, man, it's a little lengthy too. All right, it's a little. But I'm just glad I never had to go through this. But I had family members who had to go through stuff like this. I had people I know who was dealing with this type of stuff and still going through it. Young man I talked to at work, going through it. Going through it, man. I hate that, man. Nobody should have to go through that stuff. But unfortunately, that's our reality. Fellas, y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Castile, go.
You can't make me go nowhere.
Go, leave. I'm not playing. Leave.
I don't care what you talking about.
Bye.
What's up, buddy?
Stop.
Get that at 5. sick.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, are we having an issue? Yes, he needs to leave. Okay, what's going on? He cannot be here.
I can. I'm his father.
Okay, you have some he needs to leave. You have some legal?
No.
I have primary custody of him. He needs to go. Okay, all right.
There's no proof, ma'am.
I have the court documents.
I'm here for my son.
Okay, all right.
Just this past weekend, she came over and you see the scratch on my eye. She took, if this all it is, she just wanna just be difficult with me. That's all.
Let me just say this, Dad, just so that we don't get him upset and we do what we need to do with him. Can you guys decide on who's gonna stay?
I just drove 4 hours here for his appointment, and this, see what I'm saying? I'm not dealing with none of that. I'm not here to be confrontational or anything. I'm here for my son, and that's all.
Hey,
that's all. Hey, how you doing?
I'm fine. It's been a while since I've seen you. What's going on?
He needs to leave. He did not need to be here.
How did you even know that the baby was here?
I told
She
him
told me about the appointment.
A month ago.
Therefore, listen. I'm not here to be confrontational or anything. I'm here for my son, and that's it. And all that right there is unnecessary, uncalled for. I just drove 4 hours here for his appointment, and it's just too much to deal with her. I'm just here for him.
So let's do this, because I can, for us at the office, we can only handle so much.
Right.
And the ladies, let me examine the baby, if you don't mind. Examine the baby with Mama. Then I can talk with you. Can we do it that way?
I don't understand.
Because I can't. You know what I mean?
I'm not here for no confrontation.
I know you're not.
Like I was telling her, this is just her, and I'm just here for him.
I understand that.
That's
I
all.
understand that.
That's
Who has
all.
custody?
Guys, again, like I said before I started the video, I hate seeing situations like this. I really do. No man or individual or person should have to go through this stuff just to see their son or to be with the kids, to be involved in as far as the doctor visits. They shouldn't. The beautiful thing about my chart, they give you all the information that was talked about in the visit. So you know what that mother should have did, knowing you are probably majority, you have primary custody, probably normally go to all the visits. You know what you probably should have did? Say, okay, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go on home. Just bring him home after the visit, after the doctor visit. Now, it's obvious they can't really communicate well, so there's no need you waste your time asking for him to explain what they said, because more like he might be an asshole too and not tell you. I don't know. But I would have left. I said, here, you got a car seat? You need a car seat? You use my car seat, just bring it back when you bring him back. That's what I would have did, the mother. And let the father bring him back to you. Spend some time with him. You drove 4 hours. Let that man spend some time with his own son. And if you say, oh, I'm going to get the hotel, stay here for a day or two, then let the boy go. Matter of fact, do it even solid. If you don't live that far away, pack some clothes while he's still at the doctor's visit. Bring the backpack up here and give the boy the backpack. I give the man a backpack and let him keep it for a couple of days. What's it going to hurt? It's not. Matter of fact, it's going to do you a solid and give you an opportunity to have a mental break, to let you get away and relax and do what you want to do for maybe a couple hours, a few hours, a day or so. Get your mental right. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you're worn out, you're tired. of maybe having the kids all the time, full time. Because if he had to drive 4 hours, he's not close by. He's not just down the street 15 minutes away or 30 minutes away. You're in the same city or even the same state, let alone. So if that's the case, give that man an opportunity to spend some quality time with his kid. You go take a mental break. Why don't you go out to eat dinners by yourself where you can be at peace and relax and chill? Or go home, get in your tub, wash your ass. Why are you in a peaceful home? Take that time. Matter of fact, why don't you rent you a hotel room to get away from the house and the atmosphere to take some time for yourself. Utilize that man being here and that time he's going to give you. Instead, you want to continue to be an asshole. Instead, you want to use that time to be disrespectful. You want to use that time to take shots, pick and anger and frustrate the man, or argue with the man, or find some way to show your authority over that man. Instead of taking the time right then and there to get away, to get some quiet time to yourself, away from your son. Maybe maybe even call your booty call up. Maybe go out on a dinner date or something. I don't know. Maybe go get you a shot of ass. I don't know what you're going to do. But take the time that you're going to have away from your son to enjoy your own peace of mind. How about you do that? Instead, you want to fight. You want to go back and forth. You want to flex your muscles. Well, I got custody. I got this guy. Okay, cool. You can have all that. That's fine. If that's what y'all agree to, cool. But man, what you could do is take the opportunity of chilling out. Travel, and yes, I am healed from a lead foot. I drive with more respect for the road now. But yeah, this is, unfortunately, I see a lot of fellas going through it. I hear about it. I see it. I watch family members go through it. My brother goes through that shit, man. I shared the story before. Had to be like a media man, drop him off here. And you come get him later while my brother, and then when it's time to go, we'll call you or drop nephew off and give him back. I hate to see this for that man. I promise you I do. Because shouldn't nobody have to go that hard in order just to see and spend some quality time with your son or your child. It shouldn't be that difficult. And if you feel like you don't want your son around or your child around that man, then why'd you get pregnant by this man? Why did you have a child with this man? Why did you have sex with this man? Why are you in a relationship with this man? If he's like that to the point he can't be around because he's got some mental issues, emotional. Why would you be with this man like that? Why would you? Why? That shows your piss poor judgment. That don't make sense to me. None at all. But guys, do me a favor and do this.
Push the goddamn button.
Hit the goddamn like button. Travel One, hit the like button, ma'am. Appreciate you being. Travel One said he needs to file joint custody because if he doesn't, he should just start working off impulse. Mothers are there from birth forward day and night with babies. More info is needed. Travel One, all that may be true, but I know what we've seen. We watched this woman all of a sudden start to act silly, act like she had an attitude, even flex a little bit, talking about, I got custody. And man, all of what you said in that video could be true. But you know what you could have did? Just stand back, throw your hands up, say, I'm gonna let the father have some time with the boy. He drove 4 hours. Allow him to spend some quality time with his son, and I'll get with him later. I'll get with him later. Let that man enjoy some time, then make it 4 hour drive so he could be at peace, man. The man sounded like he was tired. He wasn't gonna stay long, I promise. He was gonna either head on back or back to the hotel room, sleep it off, and then come back tomorrow or something. I don't know. But what's wrong with allowing that man to spend some quality time with his son after he drives 4 hours? I'm just saying. Travel One said, well, women can sleep men. Do men know the age when females are fertile? Yeah, Travel One, I don't understand. What's that got to do with anything? Man, if you decide to sleep with a man that you don't feel any type of security with or understanding, and you have a baby, you made a bad investment. You made a bad investment. I don't think that's a good idea, a good move on your part. I don't. Made a bad move. And now she's so-called suffering with it. Now she's dealing with it. Baby's here now, nothing we can do. You can't change it. But you got to figure a way how to co-parent and be respectful, be more considerate, be more understanding, show a little bit of grace. But in that clip, don't look like she was showing none of that. You know what she was showing? How bitter she was, how upset she was, how angry she was, how petty she was. That's what she was showing. Instead of the opposite. She could have took the high road on that situation and made it a lot easier, made it a lot smoother. The doctor's office trying to negotiate, trying to make deals and do all that. But at the same time, we also see how they cater to that young lady. We all seen how they catered to that young lady. They went the extra mile for the young lady. We're going to talk to her by herself, and then we'll come talk to you. Now, why can't we talk to both of y'all at the same time? If y'all can be respectful to each other, while I explain to y'all what's going on, I think it should have been handled like that. But they chose to go a different route. I'm just saying. Try one crazy as hell. Does he know Dave Ramsey? She said, well, he plays, he pays. Why didn't he marry her? Does he have a job? Does he own anything? Does he have insurance of any kind? She crazy. Try one is crazy. But try one with your crazy self. I need for you to
push the goddamn button.
Hit that goddamn like button. Do me a solid, Travel One, and hit that button. She got more participation. She said, yes, women and children have protection, law, and women had no, no rights. Again, come on now. Is that right, Trevor? Look, they gave her all the rights she could. She got a priority. They were going to talk to him second there. Instead of allowing them to all be in the parties and have explained, they said, we'll come to you later. They went the ladies first round. Travel One, aren't you happy? I'm just saying. Let's keep it going.
How come men say they want a woman with their shit together, but then when they get that, they get intimidated and leave? How come men say they want a woman with their shit together, but then when they get that, they get intimidated and leave for a lesser value woman?
So I find that a lot of times men love the accomplishments of women until it challenges their own. And so sometimes you'll get with men who are used to leading the charge, they're used to being the most successful, and then they come across an ambitious woman like you who in the beginning they are very in support of. They want you to do well. They want you to succeed. They're championing you behind the scene. But the moment you start to slide past them a little bit, the moment that it seems like you're creating more success than they have the ability to create, they become really intimidated by that level of success, right? And oftentimes, the other side of that I find is sometimes the successful woman is the challenge for a certain type of men. It feeds their ego. So sometimes they just want to prove that they can get a woman like you because they're looking for the angle to break you down. This is really a game for some men. They're looking for a way to get in so they can say, oh, I got her, but let me also attempt to destroy her. And then I'm going to go and get the woman who I feel like I can qualify for easily because they don't want to have to do the work for somebody who is personally developed, professionally developed, financially stable. It's a mirror in their face that says, I have to step my stuff up in order to qualify for you. So instead of doing that, I'm going to point out all of your insecurities. I'm going to break you down to your simplest form. And then
how come men say they want a woman with their shit together, but then when they get that, they get intimidated?
So I've seen this clip. And this may be true for some certain men. There may be some men out there who are intimidated by women because of how much they have and how much they make and all that. I don't give a shit how much you have, how much you make. I don't give a damn about that shit. That shit doesn't matter to me. I'm not intimidated by you for what? I believe in hierarchy. There's levels to this. And me as the man and the husband, it doesn't matter to me. Because I know where I stand on the chart. We're coming together as one. Everything and all thing. And if you're not with it, you're not with me. So your certain amount of money you make or whatever you have, we come together, we put it together, we all together. We all the way in. We are one. Shout out to Frankie Beverly. R.I.P. to Frankie Beverly. But like I said, we are one. So I'm not intimidated by something that belongs to me. Because what you have, it belongs to me. What I have belongs to you. So that doesn't matter to me. Congratulations for your accomplishment. Congratulations on your success. I'm happy for you. But if it's not going to benefit the family, we're not going to worry about it. If it's not going to benefit us as a whole, we're not going to worry about it. Trevor one said she's correct. Maybe in some situations. But I don't think majority of men that move and operate like that. And if you got a man who's like that, then that's your fault. If a man's intimidated, it's going to be seen early. If a man has a problem with you making all this money or doing all these things, that you getting these accomplishments, if you seeing that, you have witnessing that experience, then shame on you for buying into it. Shame on you for getting with it. Shame on you for entertaining it. That's on you, ladies. And there's certain signs that a man have to be aware of. And if he puts up with it, shame on him. But I'm going to say it again. Most men are not concerned or feeling some type of way because you having all of these these accomplishments, these achievements. We not. We happy for you. We know how much it's going to benefit the household, how much it's going to help the household be successful. And that's the most important thing. Because if it brings success to the household as a whole, then we all benefit. Then we all eat. Then we're all successful. Even though your degree may say your name on it, that's part of my success as well, because you belong to me. Just like I belong to you. And we all gonna have this party and get together, celebrate the woman. And you as a woman gonna celebrate me as a man. So, Trevor, when she could be correct, that's cool. But that sounds like a soft man to me who's intimidated by a woman's accomplishment. I don't care less. Congratulations, ma'am. What is it? How is it going to benefit the family? And that's all I need to know. Let's go on to the next video. Trevor went crazy.
This is non-negotiable for me. I met this guy. We met at the gym. We were talking. He was good. He was a Christian man. He had a good job. He worked for the city. Went to the gym, ate well. But he says, I don't buy flowers, but I'll buy you groceries. I got groceries. I want flowers. Flowers are $10. And it's in the same store. He said, we really gonna fall out about flowers. Not that we're not gonna fall out about flowers. It's about the fact that you're telling me you don't buy something and you're not giving me a reason that makes sense why. I'm the type of partner that if my partner mentions they like something, I'm gonna go get it. Yeah. It could be something small. If my partner says, oh, I like Chipotle, and I pass Chipotle on my way home, I'm gonna say, okay, let me go get yours. Or I'm gonna say, oh, they say they like this type of shoes. If I see them and it's in my budget, I'm gonna get them. I'm a simple girl. So I said I like flowers. He said I don't buy flowers. I said we ain't compatible.
So, ma'am, you said he didn't give you a reason. He told you he doesn't buy flowers. That's a reason. Now, ma'am, you may not like his reasons why he said that, but that's his reason. Now, if he does other things well, you're going to sacrifice that just because he don't do the flower thing? Maybe he's got allergies. You ever thought about that? Maybe he had a traumatic experience when he did buy flowers for the last woman. You ever thought about that? No, probably not, because you're just concerned about what you want. It's all about what I want. It's all about me. Selfish. But you know what the man said? I'll be willing to buy groceries. I'm willing to be putting food on the table. I'll be willing to make sure the refrigerator is empty and full and well stocked. Then she started talking about the price. What the price got anything to do? He's willing to pay the price, but we don't know unless you give us more detail. We don't know why. He said he just don't do it. Now, could he probably get more detail? I can agree with that. She said the gift, the wife said the gift is for her. We like flowers, eh? The gift is for her, not him. This is true. But she didn't share a lot of more details other than the dude said he didn't do the flower thing. It might have been some other reasons why he doesn't do that. But we don't know all the details because it wasn't shared. Now, what reason was it wasn't shared because he didn't share it, or was it because she didn't want to talk about it? I don't know. The details was kind of limited. Now, Trevor, that's one of those things where you said we should need more detail. Yeah, right, exactly. We need more detail. And right down there, would have been great to have more detail. But we didn't. We got very little to no detail. So I don't know. It's just one of those things, you know, he made ask questions. I don't know if it warrants for breaking off the relationship because of it. You say like he does a lot of other good stuff that you like and you approve of. But that one thing, you ready to end it all? Look, ladies, I think a lot of you ladies think it's always going to be something on the other side. The grass is always green on the other side. It's tough out here. You may need to ask some of your single lady friends how tough it is out here to find a good man. Fellas, I hear you all the time how tough it is to find a good woman. So why would you make that ultimate decision over something that's not that big of a deal? That could probably be talked about, negotiated, worked out, and moved on from. But instead, you got people who make rational, irrational decisions like this and just move off emotions. Travel once a hink. That man is not going to buy her flowers. That is just being mean. And she should leave him at the grocery store flower section. Try one, your ass think you slick. You gonna try to turn my shit around on me, sister girl. Who you think you are? Shame on you. It's funny, but shame on you. Oh, excuse me. That was a good one. Let's go to this next video.
But it goes back to like men being less complicated than women. I told you that because with women now, to make me happy, I don't even know what I need sometimes.
I could agree with that.
Like I'm just cranky today. I don't know what's going on. I'm PMSing. I just yelled at the parking guy for giving me a ticket. I'm just explosive that day. I'm not really in touch all the time to like why I feel that way. So women are way more complicated. So usually the problems in the relationship stir up from something that you did.
Sometimes I feel like
You just said you don't even know what you want, but it's my fault.
I didn't say that. Sometimes there's things that offset a woman. I said we're complicated. It's a very complex thing.
You said you don't even know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, sometimes.
Right. So how the f- that's my fault.
If you're my man also, you're gonna know. Even like she said, if she's being complicated, I believe like the man and woman, like the purpose and why we are two different genders is because your man's gonna know.
So, ma'am, you have no idea why you are feeling the way you feel, acting the way, and moving the way you moving, but you want me to know. I'm supposed to know. That makes no sense to me. So, ladies, sound like y'all have no idea what the hell y'all talking about. Sound like y'all have no idea what the hell y'all talking about. And a lot of you ladies move off emotion and emotion only. Don't move off logic or reason or anything. Just move off emotion on how you feel, what you think. Jesus Christ. And a man has to deal with that. A man has to buy flowers for a woman like that, who doesn't know why she's upset, doesn't know why she's feeling this way or that way. And I got to figure it out somehow, somewhere. You don't know, but I'm supposed to know. So I got to call Miss Cleo, the fortune teller lady, to figure out what's the hell wrong with my woman, my wife, my person. She don't know, but I'm supposed to figure it out some way, somehow. I'm supposed to find out. Even though I don't get no information from you, I'm just supposed to figure it out. Do y'all see how crazy that sounds? Because it sure sounds crazy to me. But you got individuals who are like that, who move and operate like that, who get emotional, wild her, and just go off for no apparent reason other than she's just upset. She's going through it. She's having a bad day. Somebody said something, or somebody didn't say something to her. She went off on the parking, man, for no apparent reason. Even though she was parked in the wrong place, her mirror expired, and she didn't have no money, and she thought she could just sit there for free and think, should nobody write her a ticket? Come on now. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't at all. But guys, before I go on to the next video, I need to get to my album as well as action figure / Funko Pop of the week. That being said,
yeah, I thought I was history. Well, goddamn, Bulky, that compliment's like backhand in a donkey.
so Funko and action figure of the week is Deadpool. Album of the week is Marshall Mathers 2. Eminem. Great album. Great album. So I want to make sure y'all get to see that. She said, is she married? Because that doesn't make a difference. A woman shacking up with a man and not living with a husband is a different state of mind. More info is needed again. You kill me, Travel. I'm sick of this. More information. You don't need no more damn information. You just talking. Look, I ain't gonna let you get me off my square. Let's keep going. I got this one little video. Let's see. Depends on how it'll go. I might have one more that I don't know. Let's go with this one.
When you get married, how many bank accounts you think you should have? We have a joint account. You don't feel that way. You think everything should be conjoined. I think maybe if we want to do an account where the bills and stuff come out and we both put some amount of money in there every month. Okay, because I'm going to have secret money. Absolutely. Mama ain't never raised no fool. I ain't even going to tell you how much money I make, how much I got. At some point, these men be looking for roommates. And I know people are going to disagree. Because I know, well, when you get married, everything is combined and everybody should share everything. And combine these nuts. Because y'all together morning, noon, and night. Y'all sharing toothbrushes. Like, y'all sharing sock straws. Ridiculous. Like, Lord, you can't catch a break. Lene, I have to stop you right there because sharing draws is witchcraft. I will not let that air. Take it. Get it out of here. Leave it in there. They need to hear it. Somebody got to speak the truth around here, and it's going to be me today. Because why are y'all sharing draws? Why, and why y'all using each other's toothbrush? Because that makes my stomach hurt. I feel like when Amy Luciani... No, that's nasty. The one you seen she that. She did that? Girl and Dwight Howard? Dwight Howard. Girl.
The lady said, we're going to have secret accounts. We're going to put one in for money to pay the bill, but he ain't going to know how much money I make, how much y'all. And I can imagine what my buddy Travel One's going to say about this. She would say, I completely agree. She going to be a campaign manager for this bull crap. Let me say this. The Hinks, we not doing that. We didn't do it. We're not going to. I get paid every week. My wife sees every dollar that I put into that account. She has access to every account that I have, even my fantasy football league account. Because guess what? She the one told me to do. I should do that. I said, I agree with you. It makes sense. And that's what I did. But she has access to every account, just like I have access to all her accounts. There's no rainy day fund. There's no freaking fund. No, in case things go left fund. We're not doing that, man. And financially, we was able to benefit way more than us keeping our money separate. This account over there, that account over there. We're not doing that. I introduced my wife to the money market account. I introduced my wife to certain investments, certain spending habits, all of that. She's the beneficiary. If something happens to me, she gets paid. Life insurance policy. All the monies that we have in our accounts, she's the beneficiary. I don't play that stuff, man. No. If you're gonna trust me, you're gonna trust me. You're gonna believe in me, you're gonna believe in me. I'm not gonna do anything to set us up for failure as a family. I'm gonna always keep us in mind and set us up to win. I'm not trying to lose. I'm not trying to be broke again. I've been there. I've done that. And there's no way I'm going back. And now that I got the responsibility of a wife and family, again, I'm responsible for some young adults as well as some teenagers. I'm not going to set us up for failure. That's not me. That's not how I roll. I don't do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to introduce my kids to it. I've been there. I've done that. I've been through that broke time. I've been through that broke period. I ain't never. Let me take it back because I didn't have a place of my own to call, so I guess I was homeless. Now, figuratively, but literally I wasn't. But I'm not going to be out here, put myself out here, spread myself thin financially, emotionally, and mentally. I'm not going to do that. I got too many people who are dependent on me. If I'm not successful, we all fall. I got too many people who depend on me financially, emotionally, mentally, and physically. And I'm not in the letting people down business. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm not perfect. Far from it. I will come up short more than I'm successful. I promise you I will. But what I'm not going to do is let us go into the point where we're homeless. We're out here begging and panhandling, going to homeless shelter, going to food pantries, doing these other things, scamming, scheming, the churches, the government. We're not doing that. The Lord bless me way too much. And so I'm gonna make sure my family enjoys those blessings. That's my job. That's the call to my water. That's a promise I made myself, let alone to my wife and my family. Shout out to my brother Smitty for coming through, big brother. I appreciate you stopping by. He said, Hank, I love this show. And I love your chat. Thank you. Just keep going, black man. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out. Right on. Trevor once said again, married couples really need to have the same financial path together. Key words is married. Because it's a serious matter, wills, etc. Yet each marriage is different. I agree. Each marriage is different. But I'm just explaining to you what I expect. My expectations, what I expect from myself and what I expect from my wife and what I expect from my family. And one of the things I expect is for us to be as one, not just in name, but emotionally, mentally, as well as financially. And we can't do that if you got to get out of jail free fund rainy day fund, just the things that, no. I don't like to tell you, I've never done anything to set us up for failure. I've done everything to set us up to win. I've done everything to set us up to win. I've done everything I can to set us up to come out on top. And that's what it's all about. But we're going to go to this last video, guys. This last video, we gotta talk about it. We definitely gotta talk about it, and this is it. Let's go.
Hey, Cheetah, I want to call somebody, but you double call, so.
It's been a long day, but I really want to see you. Can I come over? Or do you want to come over here? I wanted to tell you that I actually really like you, though. It's really like you, like.
Why didn't you tell me a long time ago, girl?
If you want more kids, we can have more kids.
We can try. We gotta test the waters and make sure that. But you know, now that the conversation is open, we can be open. This is good. This is good conversation.
Wait, are you married? Yeah. I'm married. I'm married. Oh my god. That's my friend.
Guys, I had to come into the light with that. Right, this is the other reason why I don't believe friends of the opposite sex. Because please believe you me, I was a guy that was waiting in the wings, got put in a friend zone. Most 95% of us men have been friend zoning and waiting for the time to reach in there and get opportunity to get a shot of ass. I was that guy. I'm definitely not a fan of having male friends for the women and female friends for the fellas. I'm not. And the video we just sit there and see is a prime example why. Now, that was all a joke and pretty much a little laugh and giggle. They was just sitting and see what happens or what would happen if she would have invited a man out for opportunity to get a shot of ass. And you know what that man did? He was ready to take it. It sounded like it was they had a relationship before. It would sound like they had more kids together or something, as they said. Man, I'm going to say it right now. That's some nasty work. She married. Try when you heard me there. She married, got a whole husband. And she trying to make a move like that. My wife said, we was friends. Way back, as far back as college, remember? Yeah, but what I'm talking about is if I'm in a relationship, no, we're not doing that. You wouldn't be hearing from me. I wouldn't be hearing from you. Because you got situations like this that can arise. A dude will test your mettle. A woman will test your mettle. A woman will disrespect you and try to make a move on your husband. A man will try to test your mettle. A man will disrespect you and try to make a move on your wife. And I'm not for that. That is crazy. And she seemed like she had no problem with it because this wasn't the first time maybe this conversation might have came up. And she was okay with it. They was laughing around, sticking and laughing, but I feel bad for her husband. Because he's the one who had to deal with this lying, cheating, scamming ass chick. It's heifer out there making jokes like it's okay. But look what your wife is willing to do while your back is turned. And I'm not saying this woman actually went through and did that, but just the thought that she was willing to do that alone says she has no respect for you. She doesn't love you. She doesn't care how you feel. She doesn't care how it makes you look. It's all about what I need or I want and my desires. And she's willing to fill in whatever she means that says she has to. That means going back on an old friend. A dude that was friend zone maybe 5 years prior to y'all getting married. She willing to call him up and see what's happening. And look at my man. He ready to jump. He ready to spin the goddamn block. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he ready to spin the block, see what's happening. Now that we being open, now that we got the pleasure out of the way, let's see what's happening. Let me go get to a hotel and I'll meet you there. The door will be unlocked. You just come on in. Room 112, where the players dwell. That's some nasty work right there, baby girl. Nasty work. And I hope your man sees this shit. I hope your man sees this shit and he leaves your ass high and dry. Because you don't deserve to be with that man after doing what you're doing. What did my buddy Travel One have to say? You need more information? Well, obviously, being married and cheating is an unacceptable deal breaker. If this was a skit, it's a skit again. This discussion needs to happen prior to the marriage. Come on, man. Of course, it needs to happen prior to the marriage. It needs to be a discussion before we get married. It needs to be discussion during the dating phase, during the vetting phase. Matter of fact, this needs to be discussed within the first 3 dates and all the late night conversations that we may have. For sure, this needs to be discussed prior to the marriage. And you need to be, fellas, you need to get this shit established quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because if you don't, it's going to go down. And if it goes down like what we just seen, you're going to be a mad son of a gun. With that being said, guys, I need for y'all to do me a favor and
push the goddamn button.
Hit that like button. Guys, if you're going to watch it on replay, hit that like button. Hit that like button. And guys, if you know somebody who loves this great content I'm putting out here for you guys and having this great conversation, make sure you share it with them and tell them subscribe. With that being said, I'll catch you on the next one. Right on.